Okay, one thing I know for certain, two things I know for sure. I am a femme lesbian, and I hate men and love destroying their egos. So let's get into the male baddies. Now, there are a lot of layers to this. I talk about men often. I talk about black men especially often because they're my favorite category of man to talk about because I have the most familiarity. Okay, I cut off my brother for saying that women belong in the house and that gay people serve no purpose to society because we don't reproduce, even though he lives with his mom at 25. Now, I'm seeing the man baddie videos. I'm seeing all of the responses. He took down the original videos probably because he wasn't expecting to get that much hate. But the thing is, these men baddies are not gay men. I think straight women look at these situations very surface level and don't really do a deep dive into why men, especially black men, think this way and why the red pill is so prevalent in black men. Now, men feel this way because they feel deprived of something, especially black men. Black men have a sort of entitlement that even sex workers don't even want to deal with. Now, maybe it's because I've worked with sex workers. Maybe it's because I've worked in clubs and I've been around them, and I also watch their content of former and current sex workers. But what I do know is that they don't even want to entertain black men because of their entitlement. Historically speaking, black men have always been at the bottom of the totem pole whenever it comes to men. Even though they benefit from the patriarchy, they are the lowest of the lowest man you could possibly be, considering they're the least educated, the least successful, and they also have the most things holding them back, not to mention most of the prison population is black men. Now, when you take that all into account and you look at the historical significance of slavery, you can tell that they felt as if they were deprived of something, a sort of kinghood that white men were given. That's why they tend to date outside of their race and don't really want to date black women, because black women know how much of a failure they all are. But the thing is, white women and Latina women will submit to the weakest link of a black man, primarily because they fetishize black men, and obviously they get dickmatized like all women do, but for some reason black men just have a hold on them. And now you see them coming out saying, oh, black men never courted me, black men never did this. Yes, because they don't know how to. They never got the privilege to. Now, here's where the significance of punching down goes up. Okay, this is where it comes up. Black men still have to answer to white men and are still essentially white men's bitches whenever it comes to anything dealing with finances or money, the corporate life, even trades. They are all controlled by white men still, even in prison.
Man, if you don't sit your goddamn uncle ass pistol grip chin down somewhere.
Grip chin ass.
Ooh, the stupidity is strong on this one, man. The stupidity is strong on this one. Now, we already see the nose ring. She technically already admitted that she disliked men. I mean, like, it's, and see, people, here's the thing, right? If a man decided to jump on that platform to say the exact same thing, but switch man with woman, their video would be taken down. And see, this is the issue that we have with TikTok, because TikTok, they will just sit here and just allow women to just push false narratives, push false information, just do all types of stuff, let them run amok and have a bunch of women follow behind it. And then it's just like, it's just a foreshadowing of what we're going to be seeing here in the next couple of years, right? Where women today are already bad, right? 70 to 80% of you women are initiating divorce. Most of you women are hypergamous. It's just only going to get worse, right? And you're going to see a whole lot more women like this because we're seeing a whole lot more of them right now. But to have a nose ring, to be a feminist, and to be a lesbian, I mean, dude, you got to pick a struggle here, baby girl. You got to pick a struggle, because let's just keep it being. You essentially did your brother a huge favor. Like, you did him an excellent favor, Like, you couldn't do anything better than letting him go and denouncing him. Because once again, why would any person who is sane would want to have this person as a sister or this person as a friend? The only ones who are going to want that are other women who are delusional, who are in denial, and who feel like they're smart when they're not. And just the sad part is, she's probably at a job somewhere. She's probably going to have an opportunity to work, to be a manager. She's going to have an opportunity to, be in a leadership role. This is how a lot of your women are thinking today. Like, literally, this is how a lot of your women are thinking today. A lot of your feminists have this type of mindset, and we're literally walking around these these things every single day at our job, right? Half the time you can't even call them a human, right? You got to call them a thing because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Only a thing will say something like that. And then you sending shots at your brother. I mean, as if a lot of your people today aren't moving back in with their parents because of how bad the economy is. With 20 or 25% of people who have been trying to look for a job for 9 to 10 months. I mean, people are out here looking for jobs and they have all of the qualifications.
Why even Harvard's smartest students can't get a job now? I wonder why.
This is a 24-year-old graduate from Harvard. Even after having multiple degrees from the most prestigious university in the world, she has not been able to find a single job for more than a year.
It was kind of depressing because you're like graduating from Harvard, and then I was like in my parents' house in Atlanta.
Hundreds of other top university graduates have not been able to find a decent job,
I wonder why.
even after applying to multiple job openings.
Crazy.
Unemployment amongst these top university graduates is at the highest level ever in history.
23% of Harvard students were jobless 3 months after graduating.
From 2022 to 2024, it went from 10% to 23%. So it's more than doubled. I wonder what has changed in that time. And the funniest part about this is they're just saying, got a job. So there are probably people that went to go work for DoorDash or Uber Eats who just have a job put into place for right now until they can actually get a job in their field. I wonder what these numbers would look like if we actually took people who got a job in the field that they got a degree in versus just like deciding to work for as a waiter or a waitress or bag groceries, right? I actually wonder what the number of people who got a job in their field is. I bet you it's way lower than 23%.
The job market is terrible, right? Society right now is terrible, but you're going to want to pick on your brother, right? But I would just assume that I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with bringing him into the household versus somebody who's delusional and who thinks there's probably more than two genders but can't even explain to you what the other genders are. So, I mean, your brother's right. I mean, once again, being that your brother is right, you just did him a solid. You just literally did him a solid. But hey guys, this is your college educated woman right here, right? This is the one that went to college, is the most degree, this, that, and the third. But hey, guess what, right? The same women who have this sentiment are the same women who are in this video right here.
Coffee, spelled backwards, is EFOC, which is funny, because until I've had my coffee, I don't give EFOC about anything.
My name is Chris Charles Barkley. No. Shaquille O'Neal.
Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm studying the unseen body in creative spaces, erasure and exposure of the queer.
Hey, I'm Nina, and I studied the arts, education, and social justice.
I'm Joyce. I studied decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics of resistance.
I'm Victoria, and I studied remembering or forgetting, navigating international conflict through collective memory.
Hi, I'm Kira, and I studied textiles and environmental justice.
Hi, I'm Nunyala. I'm studying living artfully, art as ritual, therapy, and pathways of decoloniality.
I'm Naomi, and I'm studying Black political economy.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm studying fashion history and gender studies.
My name is Marie, and my concentration is the radical disruption for survival, development in sub-Saharan Africa, and social anthropology.
Hi, I'm Ava, and I study unwoman, fugitive family, relationships, and identity, the transformative Black woman.
Right, and my concentration is art as a social mechanism.
Hi, I'm Georgia, and my concentration is dramatic writing and theatrical adaptation.
My name is Noah Loyacano, and my concentration is equilibrium or negotiated paradox.
Hi, my name is Sophie Lopez, and my concentration is titled Queering and Decolonizing Theater Practice.
Hi, my name is Maya, and my concentration is journalism, post-colonial studies, and psychoanalysis.
Hi, I'm Eloise. I'm graduating with a concentration in philosophy of science and theater.
My name is Amina, and my concentration is titled The Criminal Mind, which is surrounded on criminology and applied psychology.
Hi, my name is Juliana. My concentration is international business and fashion through sustainable development.
Top 7 degrees with the highest unemployment rate. Number 1, and I don't think this is a surprise to most people, people because I think it's been pretty high up there. Coming in at 9.4%, we got anthropology.
People, who in the hell would want to sit over here and have these women be your therapist, have these women be anything that involves progression in life? Why would you want them involved in it at all? She is literally no different than those women that I just put up here. I mean, but once again, it's funny how she feels like she has men figured out, but yet she can't even get one. She has to settle for another woman. But once again, there's really no reason to try to argue with women like this because they just have a mindset, you know, of a 6-year-old. You just gotta let it be. But let's continue.
The warden and the security guards are primarily white people. They still have to answer to white people, and they're still the lowest of the low compared to them. Now that's why they redirect their energy and they redirect their anger. Instead of punching up, which would be smart, to actually come for the people who are oppressing you, they punch down and they come for the one group that has always supported them. And they come from this one group because black women, especially black women who are infatuated with black love, and there's nothing wrong with wanting black love and wanting to date inside your race. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, so don't get in my comments being stupid. But black women will do almost anything to get and keep a black man because it's been so ingrained in us to defend and protect the black man, even if it comes at our expense. So we will stay with them and struggle and be uncomfortable and suffer because we feel like it's the right thing to do because they're the people who relate to our experience so similarly. Now, where the male baddies come in, they've kind of created this mindset that they're not gay. Like, I want y'all to understand that. I'm gonna keep repeating it. They are not gay. They do not identify as gay. They want to be treated as kings. They want to be treated the way white men are treated, or the way they think white men are supposed to be treated. And they think white men are treated like kings, but what they fail to realize is that white men have more monetary value than they do. White men have more money, white men have more social status, white men have literally everything in the palm of their hand in this entire world. Everything caters to a white man, and they feel entitled to that as well. Now, what they don't know is that once you date a white man, your status goes up. When you date a black man, especially if you're a white woman, your status goes down. People are crueler to you if you are a person dating outside of their race, dating a black man. So it does not have the effect they think it does, and it never will if they continue to have this mindset of the world owes me something. They're angry at black women primarily because black women don't internalize that rage. We externalize it and we use it to push us forward. We use it to get our education, to get better jobs, to get better houses, to get better apartments, to get better cars, to get better everything. Instead of sitting there moping and crying about how hard life is, which is why it's hard to get us into propaganda the way they do black men, is because black men love to play victim. And when you have an entire group that loves to play victim, the easiest way to get them is to feed into that victim mindset that they all have. It is really hard for you to be a black man, but it's significantly worse to be a black woman. But the thing is, you have to not be a victim of your circumstance, which is what a lot of black women are. Black women have faced a significant amount of trauma, way more trauma than black men are, considering we are not only black, but also a woman. So our enemy is not just the white man, it is also white women. And white women are more covertly evil than white men. So it's very hard and sinister to understand the motives behind what a white woman does. Now, that's why it comes into the male baddies, because the thing is, I love breaking down their egos. They have this mindset that the world owes them. They have this mindset that mommy owes them, because the thing is, in the black community, and in most communities primarily, but especially in the black community, we coddle our men. We tell them how hard it is to be a black man. I'm not sitting here saying it's not hard to be a black man, but what I am saying is that black women have suffered worse and have experienced a significant amount more pain, but we've been taught to push through it and to accept it, especially from black men as well, because black men have it so hard. Everything benefits everyone but black men. But somehow, like DEI, they're like, yeah, DEI was for black women. DEI hires were primarily black men and white women. It benefited them the most. But sure, black men just somehow have gotten nothing. There isn't a rise of black male conservatives. Men are so entitled, especially black men, and until they learn that they have to move themselves up the totem pole a little bit more before they have that entitlement like a white man. Like, the thing is, being seen with
Let's just go ahead and let's jump on a few points here, right? Because, you know, I didn't really care to argue some points, but it's just almost like, man, you kind of put it on yourself, right? So you want to sit here and say that black men are, you know, your white men bitches, right? But yeah, if that's the case, then our black women will be white women bitches, because once again, when we look at your black women who are feminists today, y'all literally following behind a movement that was not made for you guys. Y'all literally following behind a movement that literally destroyed everything that y'all built. Prime example, 1960s, you have feminists coming into the black home telling your black women, hey, well, you don't need to be following this man. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing that. Right, so that's number one. You just allowed a woman to come into your house. You allow an outsider, a foreigner, come into your house, destroy your home, and gash your head up. Fast forward, right? This is the second time where we now have your black woman picking government assistance over the man. So you have the government, which we already know who runs that, sitting here saying, hey, here's some money. Do you want to go ahead and take some here? Here's some of this money, right? But you can't have this man in the household. So you have somebody telling you who you can and can't have in your household, but right, you prefer money over the man. So you end up kicking the man out of the household, which technically foreshadowed what we end up seeing in November. Guess who were the main ones crying and complaining about their favorite president, Donald Trump, taking away EBT?
With the cards. Ham, mashed potatoes, greens, dressing. It's for all of you.
I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayers, work for. For us, they work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing this now. I've been helping this work all the time. Now you wanna tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT. And I'm not working for nobody. I'm fucking broke. What the fuck everybody work for? When the government is here to help. Come on. Y'all spend all that money to Iraq, Ukraine, that funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us. I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
We're just gonna steal.
Most people on EBT are not going to the store buying a plethora of junk or snacks. They are getting food to sustain themselves.
I wasn't playing. You calling this sustaining? Are you serious? In a country where we are passing down diabetes, high blood pressure, and future knee surgeries, we got to do better than this. You telling me that y'all can't shop on the outside of the grocery store? Mountain Dew is not the new water. Stop.
SNAP benefits are pausing for millions of Americans on November 1st due to the government shutdown, and some recipients are contemplating resorting to theft to feed themselves and their families. Take a look at what some people are saying on social media.
I will be at Walmart with my steel toes on and my helmet, and I dare a try to stop me from walking out that store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid.
And if you are that Walmart employee who snitched on that single mother of 5 for simply trying to feed her kids, mind your business.
Oh my God, have you heard this story?
SNAP benefits scheme. New details tonight as this state worker and her daughter face federal charges for allegedly stealing benefits meant for the poor.
That's right. The mom is a Rhode Island Department of Human Services supervisor. Dan and Patrice, investigators say the DHS supervisor allegedly stole personal information from hundreds of SNAP recipients through her job, all as part of a fraudulent scheme to buy groceries.
New photos show alleged fraud unfolding. A year-long investigation coming to a close tonight. 57-year-old Nadine Jean Baptiste and her daughter, 27-year-old Octavia Jean Baptiste, arrested at work today for allegedly committing benefits fraud.
This is Talia. She is a 32-year-old mother from Saginaw, Michigan, and she is currently on trial for misusing her government-assisted, for food benefits to run a bakery business out of her home. The prosecution is alleging that the money that she was supposed to receive each month to feed herself and her children, I think she had like 5 kids, she was going to the market to buy ingredients to do the bakery business. Talia was saying she's making maybe $1,000 a month in profit, if anything, from the bakery business. The prosecution is saying she probably made more than that based on the amount of ingredients that she bought. Now, prosecution did offer her a plea deal where she would pay off a fine maybe up to $1,000, and then she would be on probation for a year. Then I think after a year, the charge would be removed. Talia, she turned that down because she wants to go to trial, says she didn't do anything wrong. But what do you think this is wrong? I guess legally it is wrong if she is actually guilty of doing what the prosecution is alleging that she did. But do you think it's wrong? She's a mom of 5. She's trying to make some extra money.
It was women. It was a lot of your black women. A lot of your black women crying and complaining. And I get it. You know, you're gonna have a bunch of disingenuous women saying, "Well, it's your white women who are the main ones who are on government assistance." But yet we'll just see tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of videos of black women crying and complaining about EBT. Black women lying and telling other women how they can get on EBT.
Baby, when people be like, girl, how you get food stamps? I wish I get food stamps. Bitch, you better start lying.
This lovely lady went on TikTok telling her followers to lie so they could qualify for food stamps. As you guessed it, it caught up to her. Her food stamps were cut off, and she now supposedly owes $35,000.
Lady called me and said, ma'am, I said, yes, ma'am. She gonna say, what's your address? I said, ma'am, I don't have no address. I've been homeless for 3, 4 or 5 months. I have nothing. My family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I'm starving. While I'm kicked back in a motherfucking 3-bedroom and everything, living lovely. Then she gonna say, ma'am, what's your job title? I say, ma'am, they won't hire me anywhere. I don't have no job. I've been putting application after application. It's just like nothing work. Yeah, that lady was on the phone. She said, ma'am, I'm so sorry for all of this that you're going through. She said, we just shipped your card out. You should have about $1,000 on your card from last month and this month, and your balance and your payment every month is gonna be $300. That I got on TikTok telling y'all about the food stamps. Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why the fuck did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back $35,000. They turned my food stamp off and I gotta pay back $35,000. Now I'm fucking aggravated because how y'all didn't know I was playing on here? Y'all just running with shit. But them motherfuckers really turned my goddamn food stamps off and I have to pay them back $35,000. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna get $35,000 from, but I have to pay them back. So y'all, watch what y'all put on the internet because everything is not for the internet.
Threatening, telling people to mind your business. If you see Pookeisha and her little baby kids sitting over here running out of the store with a bunch of groceries, but yet somehow, some way, you're gonna say that, listen, the white man run you black men. You're gonna have the audacity to sit here and say that. But yeah, it's just, once again, we're just constantly seeing your women who are just living off the system, who are just, I mean, people understand, she says this, but yet these are the same people who will sit here and cry and complain about reparations, will sit here and cry and complain about the very system. But yet they sit up here and will use the same system against their baby fathers, against the man, against the black man. But yet, once again, understand, people, these women are pro-black feminists. They're not pro-black, they're pro-black feminists, right? So they only care about women. They only care about black women. And this is the issue that you'll see. She didn't bring up the 70 to 80% of your black women who are single mothers, right? She's not going to bring up so much of the problems that sisters have created in this community because, hey, guess what? It's just going to defeat her whole argument, right? Once again, these same women who want to sit here and talk about men, they don't understand that the movement that they're following, calling themselves feminists, has nothing to do with the black community, and it's not their movement, but yet they want to go ahead and embrace it. And it's just sad because the second you start to see, because she brought it up, your black men who want to date outside of the race, that's what she wants to sit over here and gaslight and say, well, they want to date outside of the race because of this, they want to date outside of the race because of that. Your black men date outside of the race because the women that we have in our community today are just not virtuous and they're not marriage material. I'm sorry. But of course, course, I wouldn't expect much of anything coming from a woman who make videos like this.
I'm on the verge of losing my marbles, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
Shit like this. Where is your dad? Where is your mom? Where is your family? You are a loser. Simple. Accept it. Move on.
Guys, to me, that's somebody who has, I ain't gonna say issues, but you can't take somebody like this seriously. Truthfully, you cannot take any woman like this seriously. But the sad thing about it is your corporations will. And, you know, shout out to Poor Man Podcast, because he said, man, this is just a theory that the reason they push a lot of women up in the corporate ladder is because they are easier to control. They're easier to, you know, they're easier to scare, right? And when you look at this chick, yeah, when you look at these type of women, they are the easiest ones to scare, right? You know, but I mean, you know, guys, once again, you know, obviously Sister Elevator does not go all the way up to the top, and she's obviously biased. So don't take too, you know, don't go too hard with it. Don't go too hard with it, because I had to cut the video short because I'm like, okay, enough is enough, right? But look, guys, y'all let me know down below, man, what do y'all guys think about this stupidity? Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Till the next one.